Good evening, I'm Navya Singh. You're watching news that deserve your attention, a show that brings news and not opinions. Let's get started. The Supreme Court today said that the medical fitness requirement for women to get permanent commission in the Indian Army is flawed and irrational. The court said that we must recognize that the structure of our society has been created by males and for males. The court said that the pattern of evaluation causes economic and psychological harm to short service commission women officers. The Supreme Court said that the evaluation criteria for grant of permanent commission to women officers ignored the achievement brought by them to the Indian Army and that it looks like the board was sitting for rejection rather than selection. The court also noted that trials and tribulations of army life becomes more difficult when society gives women the responsibility of childcare and domestic work too. Now, these comments came at a time when the Supreme Court was hearing a batch of petitions filed by as many as 80 women officers for permanent commission in the Indian Army and Indian Navy. Shifting focus to Delhi, a bill proposing to grant more powers to Delhi's Lieutenant Governor, who's appointed by the central government, as compared to the city's elected government, was passed by the Rajya Sabha on Wednesday. The bill is seen as a huge setback to the Arvind Kejriwal government in Delhi, which has repeatedly accused the BJP of trying to rule Delhi by proxy through the Lieutenant Governor. The Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Bill states that the term government in Delhi refers to the Lieutenant Governor and his opinion needs to be taken before the Delhi government takes any executive action. The Aam Aadmi Party said that the bill will not be accepted by the people and there will be protests much like the farmers' protest. The Aam Aadmi Party also alleged that the reason the bill was brought was Kejriwal's support to the protesting farmers. Aam Aadmi Party Sanjay Singh said that the way Draupadi's clothes were ripped off in Mahabharat, the constitution is being given the same treatment. Let's talk about the coronavirus situation in the country. India is witnessing an increase in the daily new cases of COVID-19 since February, clearly indicating a second wave. Now, this is according to a report by the State Bank of India, which says that the second wave may last up to 100 days when counted from 15th of February. Now, if we go by the report, the total number of coronavirus cases in India in the second wave is expected to be around 25 lakh. The report also said that localized lockdowns or restrictions have been ineffective and that mass vaccination is the only hope to win the fight against the COVID pandemic. SBI in its report also said that the Business Activity Index has declined in the last week, adding that the impact of the lockdown or restrictions imposed by certain states might become visible next month. In another major news, the Central Bureau of Investigation has filed a case against the promoters of the Diwan Housing Finance Corporation for allegedly creating false loan accounts and availing interest subsidy under the centre's housing scheme or the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. The housing scheme, launched in 2015, aims to provide housing for all in urban areas by 2022. It aims to address housing shortage among the economically weaker section of the society, the middle and lower income groups. The Housing and Urban Development Ministry manages the scheme and the DHFL granted loans under it. Loans granted to the people belonging to the economically weaker sections under the housing scheme are eligible for subsidies which have to be claimed by institutions that give the loans. Now, DHFL promoters Kapil and Dheeraj Vadavan, accused in the Yes Bank fraud case, allegedly created 2.6 lakh such accounts for loans worth Rs 14,000 crores. However, a forensic report showed that the promoters of DHFL floated a fake branch of the organization where they created false loan accounts of borrowers who had already cleared their debts. Swiggy has said that over the past year, their delivery men and women have been a lifeline for the nation, delivering food and other essentials to millions of people in the country during their time of the need. The decision to cover the vaccination for all of its delivery partners is another step in doing their bit for their partners who are supporting the society as essential service providers. That's all for today, and I'll be back with some more important news tomorrow. Thanks for watching.